been a while. By a while, it's been 3 years. 3 years since I've released anything on this channel. That's a long time. That's a long time. So in those 3 years, we've had a lot of bad luck. There's been so much going off with real life that it's just made it near on impossible to film anything for this channel. So without going into too much, we've had cancers, we've had bad luck, we've just had lots and lots of bad luck, but we've also had lots of good things happen as well. So this is not a down and out video, this is a reboot video. So let's reboot. So over the past 18 months, I'm going to class a long time, 18 months. I have been doing things. I've been doing things in the background. I've been trying to get a little bit healthier. Age has sort of snuck up on me. I'm now 41, so in that midlife area. Call it a midlife crisis, call it whatever you want. But I started last year before, something like that, reluctantly going to the gym. Now, the reason I did, my wife, Jackie, she'd been going to the gym. And when she went, she did the vitals weigh-in, and it's shown that she'd got the metabolic age of a 22-year-old. So me doing that man thing that men always do, I stood on the scales thinking that I was going to drop under. I was 21, I'm younger than her, so I was going to be 21. I had the shock of my life. I had the metabolic age of a 55-year-old. 55! I've always been pretty slender, but married life did sort of catch up on me, and I nearly fell over, but married life did catch up on me, and I did start to get a little bit rounder. I've got some pictures that I'll hopefully flit across the screen very shortly, which is very disappointing. But I started going to the gym. When I started going to the gym, I had a bit of a knock-on effect. I had to have some shoulder surgery while we were on holiday in the Isle of Wight in September last year. That put me back a couple of weeks, few weeks, nearly a month. In fact, nearly 2 months. I then went back to the gym. I started working out a little bit. I started going a little bit more regular, not necessarily concentrating too much on diet, but at least trying to get a little bit active. I then followed that up with a second surgery in March, which put me back a little bit further. Now, because it's always been a constant battle, one of the things that really needs addressing is motivation. I am motivated, but I do need a little bit of an extra push. So I suppose that's where this reboot season comes in. I have been watching a lot of videos on what's called 75 Hard.
I'm about to attempt the hardest fitness challenge on the internet. A challenge that has been called an Iron Man for your brain, designed to push you both physically and mentally.
I am not strong enough to do 75 Hard yet. I don't know if you've seen 75 Hard. I might flick something in between this video now so you can see what 75 Hard is. I'm not strong enough for 75 Hard. I would like to be, but I'm not. So what I'm going to do is a 60 moderately inconvenient. So what 60-day moderately, it's going to be the 60-day reboot, but what a 60-day reboot is I'm going to attempt to do a watered down version of 75 Days Hard. Now I suppose where you come in and where the motivation comes in is if I document it and I push myself that way and try and get a video out as consistently as humanly possible, then maybe, just maybe, it might be enough for me to push through. Now, I know not a lot of people do this, YouTube and everything else, but I have a daily non-negotiable list, which I will read to you now, and it is 7,000 steps minimum. So that's 7,000 steps a day for 60 days. 2 to 3 litres of water for 60 days a day. High protein meals. Calorie deficit without starving yourself. So one thing that I've really been getting into just lately is properly judging my intake of food, because one of the things that we all do when we get to this age is we stop caring. Who cares if you sit there and eat a bag full of crisps? Who cares? No one. You're married or you're not, no one cares. So I'm going to try my hardest to maintain my calorie intake through 60 days. So no weekday takeaways. Now, we're lucky we don't have many takeaways. We may have a treat takeaway on payday. But during the week, on a normal week to week, we don't go down that route. So I will be doing a daily progress check-in, see what I get, maybe turn that into a video, maybe not. I'm not going to make any promises on that side, but I will be doing a daily check-in. My sleep target will be about 7 hours. I'm lucky if I get about 7 to 8 hours at the minute, so that's not going to be too difficult. And it's going to be no start again Monday mentality. So one of the big things with 75 hard is if you fail on one day, you have to start again. So your 75 days start again. If I slip up, and I will be honest with it, if I slip up, if I don't make it, if I don't quite grasp it, then you will know. Another part of this challenge is doom scrolling. So I don't necessarily doom scroll. I don't mind social media, but I'm not always on it. But one of the things that I am terrible for is before bed or when I wake up, I will go straight to the news, and I will go straight to the sports news, and I will read. And I'll read the news, and I will start my day like that. So one of the challenges in the 75 hard is to read 10 pages or 15 minutes of reading of non-fiction every single day. Now, I'm going to cancel that. I don't want to do non-fiction. I've got a lot of fiction books at home that I'm going to sit and I'm going to read. I will do 10 pages or I will do 15 minutes, whichever comes first. Another part of all this is exercise. So on 75 hard, you do 45 minutes inside, 45 minutes outside a day. Let's trim that down. Let's make it manageable. I'm going to be doing 30 minutes of inside, 30 minutes of outside. Now that 30 minutes of outside can be a walk, it can be skipping, it can be a long walk, dog walk, anything like that. But as long as it's outside. And I suppose it does help. Do you know what? Out of all of this, even the unlocked in, as the kids say, that I'm doing it at the minute, I actually feel loads better. Mental health wise, it's amazing. So to get outside and do a bit outside, it's great. But is it going to be great for 60 days? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. The indoor stuff, I can do body weight at home, or I do 3 days at the gym. So I do Sunday, Wednesday and Thursday at the gym. So that can be part of my indoor. I'll have to work out some bits and pieces of what to do indoor as well. But I suppose that's one of the challenges. At the end of this video, I will do a physique, which is going to be quite scary, but I'll do a physique starting point of where I am right at this moment in time in comparison to where I'm going to be at the end of 60 days. I will do regular check-ins with this. I'm not really comfortable doing it, if I'm going to be honest, because I am of that age and things are starting to get a little bit, but we're going to start somewhere, and that's what this is all about. I am starting the 60-day reboot on Monday. So as of Monday, please expect some regular videos. It is going to be challenging. I probably will fail. And I know that's the wrong attitude to walk into this with, but I'm probably going to fail. If I fail, I start again. That's the be-all and end-all of it. And I will be honest with it. If I fail, I'll tell you. But for now, starting very shortly is the 60-day reboot. I'll have 60 days starting Monday to do something about everything. And the 60-day reboot will hopefully sort out in here, it'll sort out in here, and it'll sort out everything. So the be all and end all of this video is, thank you everyone who is still around to Hutton's Home videos. Get ready for some challenge. I've said that before, and everything fell through because of life. But we seem to be at a place now where I can do this. So let's do this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.